See, now, it's these kind of episodes that I absolutely hate talking about because they're the hardest episodes to talk about. And quite frankly, the sad part of it is the hardest episodes to talk about are usually the best episodes to talk about. I mean, ReZero is a perfect example of that. Oh my god, was it hard to talk about that show sometimes. It was tough to decipher. And it's things like this where it's like, I'm never going to be able to decipher it completely. I can only decipher it partially. It's just like the coding's just too complex, man. It's so hard. And I want to start with that ending really quick here. Them finally coming to their senses saying, hey, let's just tell them, get rejected by end of summer. And yeah, but hey, summer breaks like usually 2 to 3 months. So we have 2 to 3 months to see what they do next. And we have 5 episodes left, so don't think this is the real deal. They're not just going to be good people the rest of the show. I highly doubt that happens. I just don't see it. I just don't see that happening. Especially they're both like, hey, I know we're both going to get rejected, but hey, what do you know? Maybe we can actually try this relationship now, because they both know they're being dishonest. But another thing of this is, I'm wondering, let's say that one of them doesn't get rejected and the other one does, which I think the one that would most likely maybe not get rejected would be Hanabi, actually, in this case. Akane's too far gone per se. Now that would make it very interesting. I'm very interested to see that. And if let's say they skip and do this next episode, I think that would make it very intriguing. Or maybe they do it on the the episode after that, episode 9. Now, one thing is, if they just do it off the rip and everything works out, it's kind of like, what was that darkness for? Like, what was that for? What was this dark part of love really for? It's good storytelling, sure, but it kind of seems empty if they do it really quick. Yeah, if it progresses very slowly to the end of the season, episode 12, then it would make sense. But I just don't want to see them, everything's happy-go-lucky next episode, and or episode 10. I want to see that go down to the wire of that happy ending, if there is supposed to be one in general. I don't want it to be fast-paced. That would ruin what's happened. It would, because it's not so like ReZero that did some crazy stuff and they could get away with maybe a declining ending. This show, it's so its main focal point is freaking love, and you can't just have it so dark and then everything's good. ReZero dwindled it down to the last episode, and that's why it did a good job of that. I don't want to see this dark, this dark atmosphere, just sunshine and rainbows for the next 5 episodes. I can't see that. Last 2 episodes, I could see it. Don't let it happen too quickly. So in all reality, Mocha's got it figured out. She knows what, well, she doesn't know what love is and or happiness. She states that, but she knows how things should be. She knows basic human morals, and that is, you should never replace someone that's important to you. You should never try to replace them, which is what Mugi and Hanabi have been doing this whole time. And given Mocha doesn't try to do that, she doesn't try to replace somebody because Mugi's the one she likes. But Akane has a great, take on love, and or, if you want someone, you got to go and get them. If you want someone, you got to try to take them. You almost got to try to take them, and Mocha does that. But she even states, I know this is wrong, even though he's someone else's boyfriend. Even though she knows it's false love, it's still that time. They're still together. They are still together. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And that hit home. That hit home to me personally. Wait, we're not going to go into that. But I'm going to take your old girl. No, just kidding. But no, in all seriousness, it's kind of like she once again, she's kind of like Akane. You're a product to your society. You're a product of the people who are around you. And that's why Akane turned out how she did. And we see Mocha slowly turning into that Akane. Except it's really kind of like an Ekchan Aki mix, simply because it's only after one guy. But we see that you're a product of your society, man. You're a product of your culture, and we see Mocha slowly turning into the product of her culture, society. So I really liked her writing in that aspect. It is so good, man. This writing is very good. This is probably the best writing, the best complex writing. Because there's simple stories. My Hero Academia is a great show, great writing, but it's so simplistic. It's almost hard not for it to be great or good writing, right? It's almost hard for it to be bad writing. It's just it presents itself good. That's what My Hero Academia had to do. This show has to not only present itself good, it has to make sense, and it has to make you ask a question almost every 5 minutes into each episode, almost every 5 minutes into each chapter. It has to be very complex and it has to be smart about it. So I love this. This is probably the best writing I've seen probably since ReZero. In all honesty, this is probably the best writing I've seen since ReZero. Now, it doesn't mean it's like my favorite show in the world, but if I really had to recommend someone of my age to something like a show, I would, recommend it to this. This has done a great job so far. Now, just before we get into the last segment of this video, I want to talk about Hanabi before we talk about the whole dream thing, because I'm sure if you guys made this far in a video and you listen to the dream thing, you guys are the real MVPs, and that's the most interesting thing about all of this. Now, I want to talk about Akane really quick, or excuse me, Hanabi really quick. Now, Hanabi actually almost truly fell into the pit of loneliness, despair. She almost truly crumbled and became like Akane. And since that one guy wanted to, he said, hey, straight up, hell, I just got off the phone with a girl that wanted to, let me go do her. She said I could do her, so I'll see ya. And Hanabi actually stops him. And it's kind of like, whoa, she's that low now? She sees herself as a piece of meat low? And she actually had a little bit of pride and dignity and said, no, you can't do me. And I was kind of like, thank God. It's about damn time you did something right. It's kind of like, Jesus Christ, Hanabi, are you really starting to realize something? Or is it just, hey, it's just a matter of time before I break? Maybe she still breaks, who knows? Now, there's a good chance. Once again, there's 5 episodes left. At least I think so. I don't think there's like a 10 episode, kind of season like Konosuba. But yeah, it's great to see that. I was kind of like, if she falls down this pit, I don't see her getting back out of it. I don't know. But it seems as if she's fallen down this pit and she ended up grabbing on to a rope or something on the way down. So she truly didn't fall all the way down. But now I want to talk about the whole dream thing, alright? So basically, this is the hardest thing to decipher. And the dream that Mocha is talking about is simply, hey, if you never wake up from the dream, or you just kind of put things off and be totally oblivious to them, well then, aren't you technically always in that one moment? Aren't you technically always with somebody? Because Mugi, for example, that date with Mugi, she's like, hey, me and Mugi went on a date, and let's just have the dream just keep going on. Me and Mugi hang out, so often, so on, so forth. Well, if you think like that, you don't have to kiss, you don't have to do any of those things, but you still went on a date, and what do couples do? They go on dates. So if the dream never ends, and you keep thinking that you're together, then, well, hey, we're together in my mind. Maybe it never comes to truly fruition, but in my mind, we're together, right? Even though I'm tricking myself. But she slowly but surely realizes, hey, I can't do that. Because whenever I see Hanabi or him with Hanabi or another girl, it's going to shatter me. I want you to put this in perspective. So you're with a girl for about a year, right? You love her. Maybe it's like the 6th, 7th month mark where you're still like, you're just truly getting that, like, I love this girl. Maybe she's the one. Maybe. But then you break up. And 2 weeks go by, you're finally kind of like getting yourself together a little bit. You're just kind of like, alright, it still hurts, it sucks, I wish it never happened, but I'm good. But then 2 weeks later, you start hearing rumors. Then you start seeing the rumors come to fruition, and you see her hanging around this one guy, and they're definitely flirting, and you're just kind of like, oh shit, this fucking sucks. And that's basically what Mocha was telling herself at that point. She's like, I gotta take him. I don't care if she's with another guy. If I don't want this dream to end, don't let it end. Who says I can't be some type of way with Mugi if he's still messing around with other girls? As long as I'm getting mine, I guess the dream's never ending. Because the whole plot of this story, this dream is me being close to him, me getting what I want from him showing me love, even though it may not be true love, may just be sex drive. It's still there. It still feels the same way. And that's kind of how Hanabi feels. She likes being touched, right? So that's the best way I could decipher it. I'm hoping this video was good enough for you guys. If you guys thought the video was good enough for you, leave a thumbs up. Leave down in the comments below your thoughts. And if the video was good, let me know if it's a good vid. Raise my confidence. I don't want to become like Hanabi. I don't want to come like Mocha. Raise my confidence. Keep me pure. People, keep me pure. But as always, guys, you've been Hacks. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Hacks25. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. And I wonder how many people actually stayed to hear me do that little spiel. Keep me pure. What the fuck was I thinking?